Hi, and welcome to my part 2 video where we are learning about probability. In this video, we're going to talk a little bit about theoretical and experimental probability. So theoretical probability is, it's basically what you expect to happen. And then experimental probability is what actually happens when you try it out. So you can think of experimental as like an experiment, right? So for this question, it says, if you flip a coin 450 times, what is the probability that the coin lands on heads? So what would we expect to happen, right? So when we think about a coin, we could either have heads or tails, right? We have a 50-50 chance. So if we were to take 450 and divide that, that would be 225. So that's 50-50. We have a 225 out of 450 chance that it will land on heads. So that would be 0.50 or 50% chance, right? That would be our theory of that. We have a 50-50 chance. In part B, it says Johnny flipped a coin 450 times. So he actually did this. This was his experimental probability, and he recorded what happened each time. And it landed on heads 240 of the times out of 450 that he flipped it. So in this case, what is the probability of landing on heads? So he landed on heads 240 times out of 450. So in our calculator, if you want, you could take 240 divided by 450, and that is about 0.53 or 53% chance that it would land on heads. Okay, so the next one here, it says, a spinner has 4 equal parts labeled red, yellow, blue, and green. So what is the theoretical probability of landing on yellow? Okay, well, we have 4 equal parts and one section is yellow. So we have a 1 out of 4 chance or 25% chance of landing on yellow. Now let's actually try it out. So somebody decided the spinner was spun 20 times, so somebody was spinning it. The tables show the result, so they kept track of what their result was each time. What was the experimental probability of landing on yellow? So notice here, again, they spun it 20 times, and it looks like it landed on yellow 9 of the times. So that would be 9 out of 20, which is equal to 0.45 or 45%. Okay, so looking at the next page, it says the spinner is divided into equal sections. All right, so let's, I usually like to count and see how many sections there are. So if you go through it and just make sure, you should see that there are 10 sections. And the first question says, what is the probability that the spinner stops on a prime number? Okay, well, let's take a look here. Remember, a prime number means its factors are just 1 in itself. So I need to look through here and see, well, which ones only have a factor of 1 in itself? So that would be 2, 5, 7, 11, and 13. So there are 5 prime numbers over here. So the probability that it stops on a prime number would be 5 out of 10, which is a half or 50%. Next question says, what is the probability that the spinner stops on a number greater than 7? Okay, well, we got to look through here and we have to see, well, which numbers are greater than 7? We've got 13, 15, 9, 14. We've got quite a few there. So I'm going to write them out. I see 13, 15, 9, 14, 11, and 21. Okay, so we have 6 numbers out of 10. And that could be reduced to 3/5. So that's our probability. We stop on a number greater than 7. The next one says, what is the probability that the spinner stops on a factor of 14? Okay, well, let's think about the factors of 14. So we could say, all right, we've got 1 in 14 and 2 in 7. So when I look here, I do see a 2, I see a 7, and I see 14. I don't see the 1 though. So that means 3 out of 10 numbers. That 3 out of 10 would be the probability that we stop on a factor of 14. And the last one says, what is the probability that the spinner does not stop on a number less than 14? Okay, so I'm going to talk about that again. So what is the probability that the spinner does not stop on a number less than 14? So that means you would have to stop on 14 or bigger. So the numbers that are 14 or bigger, I think that's just 14, 15, and 21. I don't think I see a number there that's even bigger. So that's 3 numbers out of 10. Okay, and the last question here says, several teachers were asked about their favorite fast food restaurant. The responses are in the circle graph. All right, so something I notice here is we do have responses, but we don't have a total number of teachers that were asked. So let's take a quick look here. So we have 43, 105, 65, 78, 10, and 99. So we need to add those together to get the total. So that would be 400. Okay, now let's start with A. So it says, what is the probability that a randomly selected teacher likes McDonald's or Wendy's? Okay, so we got to look who likes McDonald's, who likes Wendy's. So looks like 43 people or teachers like McDonald's and 78 liked Wendy's. What? Crazy. All right, so that is 43 plus 78 is 121 out of 400 teachers. All right, and the last one here says, what is the probability that a randomly selected teacher does not like Taco Bell or Subway? Ooh, okay. Well, we have 400 teachers, and let's subtract. So they don't like Taco Bell, and that is 65 teachers, or Subway, which is 105. So 230 do not like Taco Bell or Subway. So that would be 230 out of 400, and that could be reduced to 23 out of 40. All right, and that's the end of the video. In the next video, we will be talking about compound probability in the next section. Thanks for watching.